Hi guys, I'm just going to run through the ingredients that you'll need for the smoked haddock bake. So I just picked up 2 smoked haddock fillets from, I think these were Aldi or Lidl. So I just made sure I looked for 2 nice sized pieces. This is to serve 2. And I make it in these individual enamel pie dishes. Now, what's handy about this is if you're in at different times, or if you're making this for yourself to have over 2 nights, you've got 2 individual portions. But if you did have a larger oven-proof dish that would fit the 2 pieces of haddock and the veg, you could use that if you were serving it up for 2 people on the one night. I've got some spring onions here that I've washed and taken the nasty outer bit off. Because they're quite thin, I'm going to use 3 per person. If they were a bit chunkier, I would maybe just use 2, or if they were the big jumbo ones, maybe 1. I have a packet of long stem or tender stem broccoli here, which I've put with I've washed this already, and I've put the stems facing downwards because they're a bit more chewy, tough. I like to put the boiling water in, and that really softens those, and it just steams the tops without them becoming too washed out. We've also got some hard butter here. This is I think this is salted, but you could use unsalted. I find the hard butter's better. Don't use margarine or a spread. If anything, you can maybe use olive oil instead, but we've got 50 grams already pre-cut. And for the sauce, we've got a tub of mascarpone. Again, I think this is Aldi or Lidl. It's about 90 pence. Some tomato puree, some cayenne pepper, and some smoked paprika. Again, I think I got this in Lidl or Aldi. This one, I think you might have to go to a bigger supermarket like Tesco or Asda for. Okay, so that's our ingredients. Quite simple. And let's get started on making. Now, what I've done here is chop down the spring onion. I've just snipped them using kitchen scissors, but you could chop them down if you like. And I've melted the butter. This is just sitting on a low heat, and that's just to soften, so just make sure it doesn't burn. That's just to soften down for maybe like 3 to 5 minutes. You just start to see it all kind of condense in itself. And we've got the broccoli on boiling. This should take about 10 minutes. So just keep an eye on both of those. Okay, it looks like our broccoli is ready. It's still a lovely bright green colour. Don't let it go to that sort of faded grass, burnt out sun bleached grass colour. It's still a nice bright green, and I've stuck in a knife into the stem, and it's come out nice, and you can feel that it's nice and tender. So what we're going to go with this now is drain it and blanch it in cold water. We want it to stop cooking and also cool down so that we can arrange it easily in our pie dishes without burning our fingers. So I've taken the broccoli off the heat, drained it in the colander, and then filled the sink up with really cold water. So that's just sitting there just now to stop it from cooking and to cool it down. Now what we'll do is start on the sauce. So this is the tub of mascarpone just tipped into a saucepan here. A good teaspoon of cayenne pepper, just a slightly lighter one. A good teaspoonful of smoked paprika. And I would say it's a good squeeze of tomato puree. I would say about a quarter of a tube, maybe just under. And obviously we've taken the spring onion off the heat. That happened a while ago. They were only on for about 5 minutes, and it's just sitting there to cool in the butter. We don't want to burn the mascarpone, so this is just going to melt down gently on a low heat. And I'll just start stirring this around. If you burn it, it can start to thicken. So I'm going to get a spoon in there just now and gently keep an eye on that, and it should take a few minutes just to all amalgamate. As you can see, that's it come together beautifully. So we've got this lovely spicy, smoky tomato mascarpone sauce. There's a few little lumps of mascarpone in there, but if I keep stirring, they'll be gone in a minute. I've also taken this off the heat now. There's enough residual heat just to make sure any last lumps and bumps are taken in, and I also want this to cool down a bit before I assemble the pies. This is 10 o'clock in the morning, so I'm making these for this evening. So I want everything to be quite cool before I assemble it. So it's easy just to cover in tin foil and pop in the fridge. So this is a great idea if you do have some time to make this, even on a Sunday evening, and you know you've got something to pop in the oven on Monday or Tuesday night when you come in from uni or come in from work. It also makes a lovely brunch dish at the weekend as well. So you could make this even say a Saturday afternoon if you were going to have a lovely Sunday brunch with friends and a nice treat. So that's it off the heat and just leaving that to cool. So the broccoli has now been drained and it's time to assemble the pies. I'm just chopping and tailing the broccoli, and because it is cooked and quite bendy, just sort of you know, adjust it into your little dishes. I got these in Tesco, I think for about £4 each, but as I said, if you had a bigger oven proof dish, you could just be arranging the broccoli at the bottom of that just now. So once you've got your broccoli divided between the two dishes, time to just sort of smother it in the spring onion and butter mixture. That actually smells delicious. I'm starting to feel quite hungry already for this. So now time to pop on the haddock fillets. These are actually really good sized pieces of haddock. It looks like I planned that, but I didn't. So they fit really well on top of the dish. Sometimes they're a bit longer and thinner, and you need to tuck the little skinny tail piece underneath, just to stop it from sort of poking out or cooking too quickly and getting a bit dry and burned. So they look lovely. Now time to pour over the mascarpone sauce. So voila, they're now assembled. As I've left these to kind of cool in stages, which you should anyway for the broccoli, but because I've left the sauce to cool a bit as well, it's ready to now just go into the fridge with a bit of tin foil on it. However, if you were wanting and you were ready just to put these in the oven for dinner or lunch or brunch or whatever, they would go in for 25 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Also, there's a little kick to the sauce with the cayenne pepper. If you're not into spices, you could just use the smoked paprika with the tomato puree. However, so this is a nice sort of medium spice, I'd say. My partner likes this, but I like things a little bit spicier. So also, I'm just going to add a little bit of chili flakes, just these crushed chili flakes, over the top of mine, but we'll leave this one plain. So I'll wrap these in tin foil, stick them in the fridge. I'll put these in the oven tonight and I'll let you see what they look like all nice and bubbly later. Okay, I've made a little side salad just to complement a haddock bake. This is sort of a la Pisano. A little bit of rocket, some grated Parmesan, and a drizzle, small drizzle, sort of olive oil. So the bakes have been in the oven now for just over 25 minutes at 180 degrees. So we're going to take them out and get dinner on the table. And that's us, guys. Dinner is served. Hope you make it, hope you enjoy it. Dig in.